This is the TAF Hub, a show brought to you by TAF Africa Global to educate you on real estate matters, to mentor you and inspire you.
After 48 years of working and also traveling all over the world, I am ready to share my experience with you, especially those young ones who follow me for inspiration. Hi guys, today I am back to my father's house. This is New Perseverance Street, but now the name has been changed and called Antuman Fall Street. But it's number 41. My father moved into this house in 1967. So I was only 10 years old, and this is where I grew up. And today I am going back to our Vous. You know, if you're born in Banjul, you must have what we call a Vous, a meet-up place. And there, it goes back as far back as 50 years ago. Can you imagine? 50 years ago, we were sitting in a corner. Now come follow me and meet all my guys that I grew up here with. I mean, I was only, what, 50 years ago, 16 years, huh? Man, can you imagine? So we're going to the Vous. It's called the New Perseverance Vous. And most of us are retirees now, but I'm still active. But most of those that you're going to meet are now retired. So we're going to say something about the Vous and what it has done in our lives, it's part of our life, all of us. So you're going to meet everybody there. I mean, so still in Banjul, most of the guys that you see, if you come to Banjul now, you'll find that quite a number of these operations are here. So welcome to the New Perseverance Vous. It's called the New Perseverance Vous. You got from the Vous?
Divergence. I'll sum it up by calling it divergence, meaning all of us who meet here come with different views, different perspectives, and different opinions. Whatever subject bo ekati fi, sorry, I'm again coming back. Whichever field you may come from, somebody will have something to say about what you want to say, and I find that to be very interesting. And that is what really has contributed in developing my perspective as what I have been today.
One thing I have learned from this Vous is sincerity. Sincerity, because we came a long way. There were a lot of ups and downs, but this Vous, we are bonded together in good times and difficult times. And when I say this, some of my colleagues, they can attest to that fact, that there were difficult times, but they stood by, and they were very supportive. So sincerity is the key word. Very sincere people, very trustworthy people. They are always with you in difficult times and good times. So definitely, that's what I have learned from this Vous. I highly appreciate it.
As I said, I would focus on inspiration. It is a Vous, that a convention that we all inspire one another. Mustapha Njie inspires all of us. Some of us inspire him, and Badu inspires me. I inspire him. And I remember when years back in the 70s, when Babukar Bless Jang and a colleague Babukar Sar published a collection of poems entitled Speaking to the World. Now, I felt that, I said to myself, why, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Why can't someone else do it? I started working on something. It took years, and when it was finally complete, this guy on my right hand, Billahi, this guy on my right hand was the first to tell me, Sheikh Ahmad, publish it. Then I was wondering whether I should do it or not. That is what is called confidence. In other words, I was inspired by him to go ahead and do it. And I did it. And when it finally got to the publisher, he was the first, and the publisher asked for money. He was the first to come up with money. Handsome amount in a big envelope, and gave it to me. Well, the other guy was Ken Jom, he's not here, but Badu was the first to do that. You see, I went to see the publisher, and then I was able to publish my book. Your father has a copy of that book. You see, so it's a place I like being here among them. Okay, in the past we used to be here every day, and we could spend the whole night arguing on something, on arguing to disagree, and to agree again. You see. So now we can't meet like we used to meet before, but once a year, twice a year, we sit, we meet after Tobaski, after Korite, we come here, we meet to reminisce, that is, think about the past, and then use it as a stepping stone for further achievements. Most of us are retired, but we are not tired. I am still writing. Badu is doing something. Everybody here is doing something. You can see Mustapha. The whole country knows. He's a household name. We too want to be a household name.
we in the Vous, we find where we are focused and find purpose in life. I mean, our meeting to get social gathering did not distract us from either our education or professional development. It actually contributed and enhanced it. So there was purpose and focus in our daily lives and our professional development. So that is something the youths of today should bear in mind, and anything they are doing, let it not distract them from their main focus of professional and social development.
It's me, Alhaji Muhammad Sahid Rami. I could remember in the 70s when we started this Vous. Alhaji Bless and brother Tis Keba, Alhaji Keba Ture, we are staying here. So that was why we started the Vous in this Johnson. I was living on the other side of New Perseverance, number 33. So the experience that I got from here did mold my life in Europe. I've been staying in Sweden for 41 years now. But the experience that I got from the Vous gave me the way to have the self-confidence to debate in any aspect, involve myself in any debate until I became a politician in Sweden. I am a retired councillor now. I'm just sitting in one committee to try to give advice to the council. They forced me to retain that position. But I was a councillor and was the first vice chairman of the council for 4 years. And later on, I was a candidate in the European Parliament. All those experience, I got it from this Vous. I can call it University of New Perseverance. Yeah, we agree, we argue, and we disagree, and we agree to disagree. That gave me the strength to be what I am today. I could remember when we used to have this attire, when we bring the first cars, before the second one I go around doing some businesses. I used to buy some things from the Port Authority, ships like Ajaisi Manko and the Black Star, you could remember. So they called me Julaba. I used to go around and give things to people who were interested on loan for 3 months. So that experience, when I went to Sweden, I started my own company after graduating. So I was a politician and doing my own business, but all I gained it from this New Perseverance.
I definitely joined the Vous by '83 when I finished studies in Nigeria. And of course, I was able to identify with a nephew around and another nephew around, Badu Senghor, Papa Jallo, Adada Mate, Babukar Sar. You know, the rest I knew, but I wasn't as close as I was to Badu Babukar and Papa Jallo. But then I was well received. And I had a very good junior of mine from Amite, Keba Ture, who welcomed me very well and assigned me to this lamppost. I mean, to this Gaptel post for obvious reasons. And I have no regrets. I have no regrets. And the a word for the wise, I guess the rest, I mean, it's very pregnant. And the rest of the Vous definitely will know what I'm talking about. I don't have to divulge it, but then this was assigned to me. And that's why when I came, I took the seat closest to the Gamtel post. Right. And what I have gathered from this Vous, with the exception of the obvious camaraderie that is shown, there is this unique attribute of assistance being given at any time without being asked. I am sure Mustapha Njie has forgotten that he drew out the plan and did the groundwork where I took my wife and family. I'm sure he has forgotten that. It was on a Friday. We got up from here and we drove to my place in Kotu. himself, Bless Jang, and Musambay. And we were there on that Friday for TAF to lay out the plan, everything on the ground, and the profile pegs were put in that evening at my residence in Kotu. I still tell my children, and even coming here, I think yesterday I was speaking to two of them, and I told them TAF did that, but I'm sure he's forgotten. And also TAF, I am happy to see my daughter Anita being in your crew, right? I mean, it gave me quite some good feelings when I saw her. Badu told me that I said no. Said it's Mamlai's daughter. I said, is that Anita? Said yes. And I didn't see her for quite some time, but then today I'm very happy to have hugged her. She came and gave me a hug, and definitely I'm very happy about that.
My name is Babakar Diop. Somebody call me Mainsa Diop. I'm come Gambia 1973, 10th of June. ñëw naa fi passé Barane fi ñu nekk nii few mètres rek pour suma atelier wax dëgg booba ñu ñëpp ay boys ñu ngi dem school man nekk ñu téye ma comme man Sénégal lay seen doo ñu téye ma kenn seen bopp may dem ak ñoom ñëwoon naa ñëpp uniforme ñoom Tafa nag parce que Tafa moo ko doon tax ci boys yi muy Gambia ku wàccee 11 o'clock mu ngi suma atelier di ma dimbale di ma xol di ma emal di ma paaseel xam nga ba ay teew o'clock wax dëgg gisuma ci ñoom nooy jàmb rek nekk naa fii 1974 laa join seen gu bii boobu léegi mu ngi nekk about 49 years yàgg na tey soo ñu dem maag ñoom wax dëgg mosuma gis benn problème ci Vous bi ay xale yu ànd lañ 6 ba ñu ne xalel dem school ay from 1 from 2 ba jeexal school ba takk ay jabar am ay doom mosuma dégg kenn xuloo sa morom mosuma dégg kenn rel sa morom mosuma dégg kenn ñu atte kenn ak sa morom benn lañ fii suñ dajee ñooy ànd suñ bàyyi ko fii xëy li benn lañ Babacar Bel Hadjaay moom kii la su ma doon seen kër Keba Touré moo doon mag ci buy parce que moo doon magoon ñoom Babacar Sarr ak ñoom Xaali Gaye ak ñoom Tidiane Sall ak gàncax yëpp ñu foon ñuy dem nag ba léegi alhamdulilah rabbil alamin alhamdulilah rabbil alamin yal na yàlla yokk wax fan yi ak wërsëg yi te may ñu wér ak kattan daa iman nag yal na yàlla barke njaboot yëpp Tafa nag moom wax dëgg yàlla moom su waay la. daanaka ñi ma ko doon min ci Vous bi ak ñi ma ko doon bëgg ci Vous ñëpp ma bëggan waaye moom suma apprenti la woon waaw moom dama daan xemal di ma paaseel di jàng ñaw di dog di def lu nekk nag wax dëgg ba léegi nag ñoom Saar ak Bala yéen yëpp ñoom xaalis gars yi ñëpp ba léegi sax xaalis ba la ci comme boppam këram añ bu nekk mu jël si ma dem ko añ ñëwaat man daal fii am naa daal Gambien su fekkee daal ñëpp nee nañ man naa am na wu yu bëri yu ma nekk wax dëgg waaye Vous bi dox daje Vous mos màgg wi mel na ñoom dem nañ ba mag nekk benn di ànd di yëgoo di diisoo wax dëgg yàlla sant yàlla rek moom moo dem war wax dëgg waaw jërë ngeen jëf waay moo rek kan bi liñ toll Tafa nag moom mooy suma apprenti maa ko jàngal ñëw wax dëgg nekk na fii nag ba tabax fi jàkka fii ci seen boori kër waxtu bu ñëwee fii booba ñëw fii xale yi kenn duy dem jàkka ku mel ni Badou Senghor sax waxtu jotee papa ma ko forcé bu yóbbu ko juma waaye léegi fu mu nekk nii jàkk ji ma fay njëkk waaw alhamdulilah léegi ñëpp dem nañ ci dîner bi waxtu bi su jotee ñëpp dem jàkk bi julli ñëw fii ñaan tasaaroo alhamdulilah jërë ngeen jëf.
My take for being a member of this Vous is I develop my confidence from here. Quite often as I roam around the world, people do notice that there's a lot of confidence that I have in the dealings that I do. But I must tell you that this is where I got it from. So this is somewhere that regardless of what knowledge you have on any issue, when you come here, it ends up in very healthy debates, and we'll walk out of here shouting at the top of our voices, and then those days we will end up in two camps, where half were supporting the Eastern Bloc and the other half was supporting the Western Bloc. But it was all fun, and today we are happy that 50 years after we still found time to gather here, and enjoy our attire, play chess. I think what will be nice is to also mention those who've passed, who are members of this Vous. So let's just start, those who've got the mic. I will start with people like Emi Jallo, Emi Jallo, who was a trade unionist. He would come here, and obviously somebody like Emi Jallo, very knowledgeable, and highly respected. He's more like an uncle to us or a father. But he would come here to play chess. And when he's around, nobody talks. So I'll mention Emi Jallo, Comrade Ibu Sila, who would you, Faibaji? Io Njie, Ibu Omar Njie, we remember. Who else? Faibaji. Who else? Who else do you guys know? Who that passed? Comrade Sila, Ibu Sila.
Younger brother of Comrade. Ben.
Yeah, Ben Sila. You go. They call him Babukar Sila. So they were all part of us. As life have it, his past.
We have all these good old friends meeting here. To celebrate success, to celebrate friendship after almost 50 years of being together. We are here again. We meet at least twice a year because, as I said, of our busy schedules, we cannot meet as we used to do almost every evening. We will be here every evening to chat, to chit-chat, to discuss current issues. Sometimes it's like in a parliament. It's so heated, yet we do it on the basis of friendship, enthusiasm, exchange ideas honestly. And I think that has enabled all of us in everything that we do to draw strength and inspiration from this group. We have seen the example of our brother and friend Mustapha. He has been an example not only to us here, but to the youth of the Gambia and beyond the borders of the Gambia. What he has done through hard work. We all come from modest families, believe me. If I can say one thing that I can take from this group, it's sincerity. It's honesty, because in our discussions sometimes we think we exchange blows, but it ends here and then we start all over again. Self-confidence, and what it means to have a true friend. This is true friendship, because we are not all the same age. Some of them are our younger brothers, but you don't even feel it, you don't even know it. So much so that you think we are one big family, and indeed we are one big family. We are each other's brothers keeper in this group.
That for me, I started coming to this Vous around 1974, and don't tell me that's a long time ago, okay? I'm just telling you it's around 1974. That's when I came to Banjul to continue my education from Armitage. And I never left. As you can tell, it's 2023, I'm still here. Now, the reason why, I'm still stuck with the group, the reasons are many. But let me say that some of the things that I really look back at the Vous with very deep fondness is the fact that every day there was some argument about something, and it wasn't like trivial things. We're talking about serious topics, be they U.S.-Russia relations or Russia-U.S.-Soviet Union relations, because at the time it was, the Cold War, the United States here and the Soviet Union over there, the communists and the capitalist countries, be it discussions about the fight in Angola for independence from Portugal, be it about the struggle in South Africa to get rid of apartheid, or the struggles in Mozambique, all of those things. Sometimes we even veered and talked about things that you would not normally think about arguing about, like mathematics, for instance. And of course, I have to say that it wasn't like we were unique. We lived in a time when the kids that were of our generation were kids who were very intellectually exposed. They were intellectually curious. They're not the Facebook generation. You know what I'm saying? So, and I look back at that and I lament the loss of that attitude in our youth today. That love for education, that fire in your belly to get an education, to do things right and get good grades and everything. I don't unfortunately see that in our younger generation. And I think the country is paying the price for it. Now, not to mention the price that will be paid in the future if we continue along those lines. What I like to tell them is that it pays to invest in education. It's the one thing that you invest in that increases in value every day because of the fact that it's building, or you are using your education to get more experience, and that experience actually makes your education more valuable. The other thing, of course, also is that we live in a knowledge age in which if you don't have an education, if your people are not educated, forget about development. It's not going to happen. You're not going to develop. You're always going to remain behind, and as they say in English, you're always going to play second fiddle. A lot of the poverty that we lament in this country today is a lot of the poverty that we lament in this country today is because of nothing but the fact that we don't have much to offer to the rest of the world. We don't have much to offer to the rest of the world because we don't have educated people. One of my favorite examples actually is WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp was bought by Facebook. When Facebook was buying WhatsApp, they had like 55 employees, less than 60 employees, and Facebook paid $19 billion for WhatsApp because those guys brought something to the table, because they were educated coders, software developers. They made something that the world needed, that the world steals down. That is the value of education, especially these days. So again, I like to re-emphasize to the kids that and let me just also say this very quickly. Not that I have anything against sports, against football, but I did write an article some months back about football and the damage it's doing to national development in the Gambia, because I believe the kids, the younger generation in this country, are unjustifiably obsessed about football when there are so many other opportunities that, as far as I'm concerned, have much more promise for our youth and for our country than football itself. So yes, enjoy your sports, enjoy your football, but please don't go overboard. I think at the end of the day, one thing that you can do, in my opinion, that has a lasting impact on your life and the life of the country, the development of the country, is education. Like I said in my article, you can be a footballer, even a professional footballer, if you're lucky enough to be one. Maximum, your professional career is going to be no more than 10 years, 15 years. If you're a medical doctor, you can be a medical doctor for life. If you're a teacher, you can be a teacher for life. If you're an engineer, you can be an engineer for life. If you're a scientist, the same. So again, what I can say that is that kids should, if they really want to draw from us as examples, they should really value education, pursue education. Because all of us here, I don't mean to brag or to boast, but the reality is that we chose the path of education, and I really would be remiss to not recommend the similar choice for those kids. I thank you.
So that is it. The young people have a lot to learn from us. Can you imagine 50 years being together, bonded together, and working together? We've been around through highs and lows, but we're still together and we do this. So this is something to learn from. Friendship it's a lifetime thing, so we advise that you young ones should bond regardless of whatever you go through in life. So now you can leave us, and we will now get down to the nitty-gritties. We don't want to let record it. Thank you. Ciao.
Thank you for watching the TAF Hub. Until we come your way on our next episode, Subscribe, like, and share.